Welcome, everyone, to episode 37 of Sis and Big Pop's Culture. I am the ever popular and famous internet sensation known as Big Pops Todd Turner, also
ever
known as
popular
Mosaic.
and famous internet sensation.
Yeah, that's a falsehood. Anyway, I am also known as Mosaic Fan Art, and my lovely co-host, as always, is the ever famous, infamous.
Ever famous, infamous. You're just
Infamous just
adding
means you're
things
famous.
in front of my name. I'm Sis, aka Hannah Jo, and together we are an adult daughter and father duo. We dive into all things geek, nerd, and fandom. Every episode is family friendly.
That's right. We are family friendly for all the families that are friendly.
So all of the children's and all of the human beings can listen to
Human
this.
beings.
That if you are a human being, or perhaps you're not a human being, perhaps
If you're an alien,
you are an alien
cool.
listening to this. You're welcome
'Cause
here
we-
as well, friend.
we talk about alien stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is your place. It's a safe place for all aliens, however you identify.
Please don't attack us, though.
Right.
With love.
Yes, with love.
Sis and Big Pops.
So, Hannah, what's the deal?
Yeah, so we're going to start out with some news, go into what we're binging. Dad is going to share with us his pull list for the week. So the comics that he is finding interesting, he's going to share those with us. We are going to review a trade paperback like usual. Miss Marvel,
No
Volume
Normal.
1, No Normal.
From 2014
Yeah, and Batman 1989.
is the movie we're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about that movie too.
So, nerd news. Hannah, what do you got?
I only have 3 pieces of news, and only one of them is technically news.
Well, let me go. I'll do one.
I would love that.
Okay,
go first.
so the thing that popped up on my thing that got me really excited was the new Nerf gun that's coming out.
There's a new Nerf gun.
Yeah, it is a Nerf gun. It is the M41A pulse rifle made famous from the sequel to Alien, Aliens. It literally is the same gun that they used in the Aliens movie.
Okay.
That's the one where Sigourney Weaver walked in the
mech suit.
The mech suit, yeah.
But which I've never seen because I've only ever seen Alien for this
here's
podcast.
the deal. It's the 35th anniversary this year. So we need to watch
So
it.
what I'm hearing you say is that I need to watch Aliens.
Yeah, and then we'll
not
like
just
review
Alien.
the first trade of the Alien comic book will be coming out soon. We'll make it all a big alien thing.
Hey, I'm down for that.
Since we are now contacting the aliens, we've welcomed them into our podcast.
Yes. So
This would be a good time.
I mean,
We don't want xenomorphs that eat people.
if
that
you're
pop out
like
people's
that,
chests. You stay away.
perhaps choose to not come here.
No. Go to
or-
a different podcast.
Or if it's like Jimmy Neutron, where you would like to turn our parents into like
A nice
chickens?
croissant. Do you like a croissant? I don't know. I just remember the one guy liked llamas on Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, Carl.
Carl, I like
The
Carl.
one guy liked llamas. Do you know that
I just
Carl
remember
was
that.
like a huge internet meme?
No, because I'm not that cool. Anyway, so yeah, Aliens, 35th anniversary Nerf gun. Looked fun.
That's dope.
I don't want to steal your news, but I'm going to go with another one. Star Wars Visions is a new anime short film series. So the Disney Plus folks are making a anime series based on Star Wars. What do you think about that?
I like anime and I like Star Wars.
I think it'll be in English, but honestly,
I like
to watch
English,
it,
I like American anime and I like
I'll-
I like anime.
yeah, I don't like it when they yell at me. That's my biggest thing.
There's a lot of that happening.
I know, but they have a trailer out and I didn't watch it, but I really want to. It looked cool. Yeah. So yeah, Star Wars anime. What do you got, Hannah?
Cool. Cruella 2 is for sure happening because Emma Stone
Yeah.
has signed for it.
Signed. And I had heard that like she was thinking about let me sue Disney like what's her face? Scarlett Johansson sued Disney.
Get that bag, girl. Get your bag.
I don't know what that means.
Get your money. Get what's owed to
She just burned a big bridge.
you. Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
Scarlett
They've now-
Johansson's, she's done with them anyways.
Yeah, well, they're done with her. So, anywho, yeah, I saw that. So, yeah, Cruella 2.
Happening for sure,
And-
for sure.
and it's- you know what
Apparently
it's
it was
called?
Great.
It's called 101 Dalmatians. I don't know what it would be called.
Glenn
I mean,
Close.
yeah, but that's what it's called. 101 Dalmatians. That's the original movie from Disney.
It's not Cruella
Oh.
2. It's literally called 101 Dalmatians.
No, that's what the OG movie was called. 101 Dalmatians.
I mean,
that's
yeah.
where so that's what the sequel to Cruella is going to be.
DeVille,
Yeah.
Cruella DeVille.
It was okay.
cool.
I liked the one with Glenn Close. I thought it was fun.
That bopped. I didn't
I don't know
watch the
about
new one.
bopping.
You didn't watch it either.
No,
Neither of
I
us
didn't.
watched that. Apparently, it's coming for free on Disney Plus in the beginning of September.
I may watch it.
So
I don't know.
I will watch it. It's not that I don't want to watch it. It's that I don't want to pay
I-
$30 to watch it on Disney Plus.
No, I
Yeah.
agree, but I don't know if I'll watch it.
I will. I like
Okay.
Emma Stone and I like Cruella DeVille.
Hey, the Smurfs are coming back to TV. They're
No
going to be on
way.
Nickelodeon starting September the 10th. So you can get your Smurf on. Get your Smurf on. Get your Smurf on. If you like little blue people, that's your thing.
Have you seen What If? What If? We've been talking about it literally for months. But What If is on Disney Plus now. That's a piece of
Did you
news.
watch it?
I haven't seen any of them.
I started watching it. I started watching the first episode. And the first episode, I'm not giving anything away by saying that Peggy Carter gets a super soldier
Yeah,
serum.
she becomes Captain America. That's like literally on all of their branding for What If right now.
Yeah, and which is I'm okay with. I got nothing against it. I love the What If comic book. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I wasn't sold on the animation for it. So
Okay.
I started it
What's the style?
on Wednesday a week ago. I don't know. I mean, it's just like regular animation, but
It looks kind
wasn't
of like the Bad Batch versus.
no. I don't think it's nowhere near that good.
Okay.
I think
So
the
the
Bad
animation
Batch
is
animation.
bad.
No, it's not bad. It's just a completely different style than the Bad Batch. And it's not that I don't know. The story didn't catch me.
Okay.
So
well,
I just never finished it.
the cool thing about the What If comic books and hopefully the What If series is that each one is going to be a different story. And so if one doesn't tickle your fancy, just watch the next one.
I love The Watcher. So The Watcher starts out, you know who The Watcher is?
No, I have no idea who that person is, and I don't
The
know
big
who
bald guy. The big bald guy who watches everything made famous in the Fantastic Four. That's where he first came.
Yes. Okay.
The big bald guy wears a toga.
Yes.
It's voiced by the guy who was in the movies with Jennifer Lawrence where they
Hunger
broke
Games.
everything up. Yeah, he was the guy who was like the tech guy who then gets hurt and he's like in a wheelchair or with a walker. The African American guy, what's his name?
The
He was
Beetle guy. No,
remember.
that's not right. I'm gonna Google it.
Google up who the Watcher
keep
is.
talking.
Yeah. But his voice is great in it. So him voicing the Watcher, I'm all for. That I enjoyed that part. So anyway, speaking of people voicing things, did you find who the guy is?
Who is the Watcher?
Who is the Watcher? Speaking of people voicing things,
Jeffrey
Idris-
Wright.
yeah, that's the guy. You look at a picture and you'll know exactly who he is. Idris Elba
Yes. What is he doing?
he is going to be the voice of Knuckles, which is the side character in Sonic the Hedgehog. He is going to be in Sonic the Hedgehog. I hope he just says we're canceling the apocalypse. That's all I want to hear him say. I love him saying that.
Yes. Because that movie, we need to review that movie. That's one of my, I was going to say favorite movies, but that might be a lie. But it's up there, man. I really liked
know.
Pacific Rim. Okay, so
Yeah.
this guy, Dad, he's
Yes.
in He's also in Westworld.
Well, I didn't watch Westworld, but who is he in the? Remember, he's in the Hunger Games, isn't he? I know he is.
I know he's in the Hunger Games. I don't remember what the character's name is in the Hunger Games,
But anyway,
he's from he and that other girl are the tech people who were there. He's part of the resistance with them.
Right, exactly. She's part of the resistance. Yeah,
They got some famous people to be in those movies.
I know they did. I know.
Interesting.
Well, my last big piece of news. Well, I've got two pieces, I guess. Chloe Bennett is dropping out of Powerpuff
I
Girls.
saw that.
Yeah, what was the issue? Just
I don't know. It made me
COVID
really
delay
sad though,
or
man.
something like that, or what? I wonder.
I have no idea. I wonder if something happened. I hope not.
Well,
BT. Jeffrey
Yeah.
Wright was BT.
BT. You said Beetle.
T. I don't know. It's so new. It's close to that.
Close
I
to
probably,
Beetle.
when I read that, I probably went Beetle and then just kept going because
I
that's how
got
my
you.
brain
Nice.
works.
I got you. My last piece of news is the last couple of years they've been doing this big thing with DC Comics, which has been the 80th anniversary of Batman. So they did
Mm-hmm.
Catwoman 80th, the Joker 80th special, Batman 80th, Robin 80th. Well, now they're doing a Gotham City villain something greatest anyway, an 80th. So I think they're just lumping all the other villains that are 80 years old in a comic
And-
book. But
Like, we're doing this.
okay, but so
no.
since we are reviewing Batman from 1989,
Mm-hmm.
the sequel to Batman from that movie was Batman Returns,
Mm-hmm.
where Danny DeVito played the Penguin in that movie.
Yes.
Nate and I started watching that last night. So
Can I tell a story about Batman Returns really fast? I'm sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
You said Nate and you were watching it. I remember watching that when Miriam was at TK's, which is the
gymnastic place?
gymnastic studio, and that was the one VHS that they had in the TV
I thought
that
they-
had the built-in VHS player.
I thought
And
it was the Riddler. The Riddler one was the one they had.
I don't remember.
I thought it was
Is that the
Riddler.
one where is that the one where they like are in a circus and like Robin is like climbing up in the circus?
No, that's the
trying-
Riddler.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That's the
Dang
Batman
it.
Forever.
Dang
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Lame. Okay, you were right. I was wrong. Please continue.
But anyway, Danny DeVito is writing a 6-page Penguin story for
That's
this
so
comic book.
cool.
Yeah, that sounded neat.
Dad, that's
So,
really
yeah.
fun.
I think it's fun too. Anyway,
This is a piece of news that isn't really news, but that is news.
what?
I'm going to try to see Free Guy this weekend.
Oh, well, good. They're already calling for a sequel.
Okay, good.
I watched another trailer that highlighted another character in it named Dude,
That's awesome.
which is just a dudified free guy. So it's Ryan Reynolds plays the Dude character. It looks funny. Don't go watch it because I think it'll be more fun to see it on screen.
I'm
and
not.
Be surprised
I
by
need
it.
you to know that I just am so hopeful that it happens. I haven't seen a movie in the theater since we went and saw F9.
There you go. Awesome. I've got news too.
Okay.
So at the Lexington Toy and Comic Convention in
Yes, you're going to
September,
be there.
I am going to be there, but I've also been given the go-ahead to do a Geek Church on Sunday at 11.
Yay, Geek Church.
So there you go. Anybody going to be in Lexington, come at Sunday at 11, and we're going to do geeky. It's going to be like a small group vibe, but we'll do music, fun stuff, do devotion.
It'll
Yeah.
be fun. Yay.
fun.
That'll be fun.
There you go. Hannah,
Dad.
what are you binging?
Okay. So,
Go.
still watching all of the Marvel movies in order. Finally have watched Infinity War. And we start watching it. I'm watching all of them in order with my boyfriend, and he was like, "This makes so much more sense now."
Did I not just say that?
It made me giggle. I was like, I mean, yeah, my guy, you didn't know who half of these people were before we watched all of the movies, and yeah, so
So you did Endgame already, and now
no,
you're watching.
not Endgame, Infinity War.
Oh, Infinity War. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so we
Mm-hmm.
did Infinity War, and then we did the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
Because that was and we have Captain Marvel and then
Were you there when we
Endgame.
watched that together as a family?
Yes.
And the kid sitting next to Nathan?
Yes.
Going,
Yes. I was there.
So if you've not watched Ant-Man and the Wasp, at the end, and they're in credit, Ant-Man is in the quantum realm,
Getting
and,
the healing juice for
getting the healing juice for the ghost.
yes.
And so there are 3 people waiting on him that are out in the real world. The Wasp, Hank
And
Pym,
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Hank Pym, his Janet.
Wife. Janet.
Yeah. And so 3 of them. Ant-Man's in the quantum realm. So the snap happens while he's in there. That's how Ant-Man is stuck there.
And all 3 of them get
all
dusted.
3 of them get dusted. And there is a kid who wouldn't shut up during the entire movie sitting next to my son, Nathan. And the kid was just like, oh, what are the odds? What are the odds? And Nathan turned to the kid and said, 1/8. That's the probability. 1/8. Like he'd had it. That was like the final straw. It was the best.
We were in. I was gonna say that too because we were in one of those like bougie theaters where you like
where you sit back
in like
in the chairs.
armchair and you
Yeah.
like push the button and are like laying down. It
Yeah.
like pushes you all the way back. And Dad and I are a special type of person to watch a film with.
No, don't.
In that only
Mom can't
certain
do it.
people can.
There you go. Yeah. And even sometimes Hannah's too much for me. I'm like, Hannah, shh.
But so we went and saw it. It was for Nathan for GSP. It was Family Day for GSP.
It was Governor Scholar Program, which is a school program that lasts for 5 weeks. It was Parent Week, and we went and visited him.
Yeah, we went and visited him.
Yeah.
And
took him to the
so
movie.
it was us 4, and I think
Sally and PD
went and saw that with us.
Yes, they
But
did.
No one. I was like, Nate, do you want to sit by Dad? Do you want to?
No.
And Nate was like, No, are you kidding? I'm
No,
gonna sit on the.
he
end.
wanted to sit. He wanted to sit next to me on the end, and not next to Hannah. Yeah, which was good because the kid was. Enjoyed it because I knew the kid was aggravating him, and that way he wouldn't be aggravated at us. I just knew it was going to make for a better weekend.
No. We didn't get in trouble.
Anyway, are you
this
binging
poor little
any?
Kid did. So
I
I'm
know.
binging that. I started Ted Lasso on Apple TV.
One is it bad?
What do you mean?
What is it
bad?
rated? What is it rated?
I mean, it's British, and British
What
people
does that
curse
mean?
different. British people curse differently than Americans do.
So what age group can watch it?
They say big bad curse words.
Gotcha. So
I
because
wouldn't-
I've had friends of mine, people that follow us on podcasts send a message saying, you and your daughter should watch Ted Lasso and talk about it.
Dad, I'm loving it.
Okay.
I'm loving it. There are some big bad curse words. The thing, so the reason I started to watch it twofold, I get a lot of clips about Ted Lasso on TikTok.
Oh, so
I'm
it
just
worked.
scrolling through TikTok. It's
so
not
Big
an ad.
Brother did it.
Like it's not.
Oh no.
It's
No,
not
they
an
just did
ad.
it. Oh yeah. They figured you out already.
Because it
We've
says
lured her in.
ad. And the things that I get are like special for like me. So like
Oh yeah.
if they mention something about like psychology or something like that,
Sucked
then
in.
Dad, stop it. This is
They
not
probably even know how many times you use a bathroom.
I probably
We don't need to discuss that. Okay.
I mean, no, they know that based on when you're looking at your phone. I don't know who they is. They know.
It's the potty phone police.
The potty phone police.
Anyway,
no. So I
Ted
started
Lasso-
watching
Ted
it.
Lasso.
I
What's it
started
about?
watching. So
Is he like a soccer coach?
yeah. So Ted Lasso. Do you remember when soccer was coming to like they were going to show soccer on like Sports Center or something like that? And so they hired Jason Sudeikis to pretend to be this character who was this American who was coaching a soccer team and had been coaching football, American football, and then went to England to coach soccer, but got there and
Or
like didn't know
football.
and to teach football. Like, teach.
Gotcha.
Coach, LOL. And so he goes there. He has no idea what any of them are doing or what they're saying. He is completely losing it and doesn't know anything. But Ted Lasso is this really positive, charismatic, kind human being. And so he's like, man, we're just going to go out there and we're going to play our hardest for all 4 quarters. And they're like, Habs. Habs. He's like,
Well,
oh,
don't ruin it. I'll
Habs.
probably watch
that's
it.
From the commercial. So they have this
Gotcha.
commercial, and then someone somewhere, like that commercial was like 4 or 5 years ago, was like, do you know who needs to have a TV show? That
This
fake
guy.
character from that commercial when we hired Jason Sudeikis to be Ted Lasso.
That's funny. Okay.
And
well,
so
I'll try to
man,
watch it. Maybe
It's
we can talk
really
about
good.
It.
I just started it. I think it's
It's
going to
for
tackle
adults.
it's for adults.
It's on Apple TV.
It's on Apple. Yeah. It's on Apple like Plus or something like that. Like you got to pay
Yeah,
for it
We have an Apple subscription.
because I got a phone.
Well, no, we're paying for it now.
Oh, are we? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and because I want to keep it until the Foundation show comes on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know we were paying for it. I was just like, oh, it's free still. I might watch Ted Lasso. Man, I'm loving it. I stopped
right.
watching the second episode because I knew something was going to be taken out of context and it was going to look bad for our character.
Okay, that kills me. When people get embarrassed. That's why it's hard to watch
embarrassed.
The Office the same way.
I was so embarrassed for
Gotcha.
them. And it's kind of cringy. But like
Okay.
in a good way, because Ted Lasso is just such a kind human being and everyone
Gotcha.
else is just like trying to like kind of taking advantage of him.
Okay,
And you're like, no,
I see
he's
it.
a baby. He's like a pure soul. Be kind to Ted.
All right.
I mean,
Well-
granted, I'm 1.5 episodes in. So like
Okay.
clearly I'm
It
an
could
expert
completely
on the subject.
changed. Clearly, you are. You're an expert on the first and a half episode.
1.5 episodes.
1.5
But I'm
episodes.
going to continue watching it. I'm really enjoying it.
Good.
Yeah. What about you, Daddy? What are you watching?
I just started Batman again. So I'm watching Batman Returns. Nate and I started it yesterday. I haven't really done much TV because we haven't been home. So
We had a wedding and then
yeah,
Family
all that
wedding.
jazz.
traveling
So-
and all sorts of shenanigans.
But Batman Returns is on HBO Max.
Yay.
And so, yeah, that's about all. I'm sure. Last time I was watching Attack on Titan, I haven't gone any further. Last Wednesday, I started What If and then quit it. And then that left me with just Thursday night. And because we left Friday and didn't get home till Sunday. And Sunday, I watched a movie. And then last night, I started watching Batman Returns.
What movie did
So-
you watch on Sunday? Batman?
Yep. Yeah.
Batman
That's it.
kick. We love that.
Yeah, we're gonna keep on. We're gonna do Batman today. Bat Day.
Bad day. Bad day. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. No, that's the Incredibles.
That's
I'm
the
so sorry.
Incredibles. That's okay. I love that music.
That man, that movie's
The
good.
the music is awesome in it too.
All
right.
I'm fine. We are going to do pull list. For those of you who perhaps this is your first listening in to this episode, hi.
Yes,
hello,
if you're
welcome.
an alien and they don't have comic books where you're from,
You don't know what a pull list is. So a pull list.
you know what? If you're an alien and you're watching this on YouTube, the alien symbiote behind me is scaring you. That's fake. That's not real. Don't let it
it's
intimidate
not.
you.
It's not. Dad has Venom.
A mosaic.
A mosaic he created of Venom sitting behind him,
Yeah.
as well as some
Anyway.
pop Funkos of Fantastic Four and
Yeah.
miscellaneous villains from that show.
Yeah. There you go. My
Pull
villain's
list.
villainous. Pull list. What's a pull list, Hannah? Explain
A pull list is a list that the proprietor of your local comic book shop keeps on hand to pull comics from their inventory that you yourself are collecting. That way, they're saved for you. That way, the general public walking in won't buy their limited inventory or limited stock on a certain book or series, so that you can get the comics that you are collecting. They're there
is
for you when
exactly
you need
right.
them. So Dad is going to do a
When
couple
you
things for
need
us.
them.
He's going to share with us 2 Marvel comics, 2 DC comics, 2 independent comics. It can be from any sorts of independent comic book creator people.
Jibby
And
jabbies.
and what if I decided for the rest of this time to talk like the Tasmanian devil? What would you do?
I would just go with it. Go with
Oh, I
it.
think I'm funny. And he's going to do for us a book of the week. And he's going to share his number one for the week. So Dad, what are you going to throw at us first?
So here's the deal. First of all, last week I got a bunch of my DC stuff in. Almost all of it was Batman related.
I'm not
Serious.
surprised.
Like bazillions. And I
Didn't you
didn't
say
even
that
get
like
everything.
how much
Yes.
of their production right now is just Batman related titles?
I'm
like
guessing
half,
50,
would you say?
50%. I would say
Okay.
50%.
That's a large, I mean,
So
that's not quite a majority, but close.
let's just dive into DC. So
DC.
let's let's not. Let's skip. Yeah, let's do it. We'll just dive right in.
Let's
My first book from DC is a book that I've already talked about. It's
Okay.
it is the limited series Justice League Last Ride, and it's issue 4, where the Justice League is trying to keep Lobo safe so that they can get him to court. They're basically trying to keep other people from killing him or
Oh.
getting him.
We don't need other
Yes.
people to kill him. That's no good.
Well, people want to kill him because they don't like him. People don't want to. They want to kill him because they don't want him to be able to testify. So, and of course, Batman and Superman are don't talk because a choice Batman made.
Man, Batman's always
led
up
to
in here
the-
making choices.
Led to the death of Martian Manhunter. But ultimately, it was the Martian Manhunter's choice, and you read about that in this book. What
Okay.
the thing was that broke the Justice League apart.
Yikes.
And there was an interesting little conversation between Batman and one of the Green Lanterns, and it's not. They're saying it's not your fault, and he goes, it is my fault, and the guy says, well, Superman, he just takes it hard because he wants to save everyone and be at the right place at the right time, and Batman's like, it's my job to make sure he's at the right place at the right time. And Batman's like, I didn't. And so the Martian Manhunter had to sacrifice himself to save everybody. And so, yeah, it's really good. The dialogue between the Martian Manhunter, because he knows he's dying and he tells them how, it's one thing to have friends like yours. It's another thing to have family and stuff like that. So anyway, it was interesting.
That's beautiful.
I think something with the Martian Manhunter is going to come back.
You don't think he's dead?
Well, they're on the planet and they have to turn the core of the planet back on. That's what Batman's trying to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that led to the death of the Martian Manhunter was him turning it off. So he's going where the Martian Manhunter was killed. So we'll see. Anyway,
Okay.
Justice League Last Ride issue 4.
Cool.
My next one is an independent
Okay.
from Image Comics.
We love Image.
This
What
is
is it?
called Ordinary Gods, issue 2. I talked about the first issue.
You did. So you're still really enjoying that one.
Oh, I like it much better now. And I think part of it is I've had a chance to reread my books.
Okay.
So it's good to go back and reread them a couple times.
Because I'm with you. I'm a person who rereads, like I reread the same novels over and over and over again. Some people, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm rereading this book for the 10th time. Like some of my friends are like, you're rereading the same novel 10 times? Like, you good? Do you need some new book recs? Like stuff like that. So for you in comics, because comics are a lot different than novels, they're shorter, probably shorter. No, not even probably. They're for sure shorter to reread. What, like, do you pay attention to different things? Do you try to notice different stuff?
For me, I don't like reading books. I've always said that if they don't have pictures, I don't like reading them. With comics, though, it's more than just in a book. You read and you put pictures in your mind.
Yeah, you create the story in your head.
In a
To some
comic
extent.
book, right? In a comic book, you read, but you also have to look at the art, and then you also add to that in your mind. I think it is much. I think it's more work reading a comic book than it is reading a novel.
Okay, interesting.
And because a lot of times, like I'm going to mention stuff that you probably didn't even notice in when we read the Miss Marvel book.
Probably not. Yeah.
But there's so much that some of these artists, depending on who the artist is, hide so much in the details that you just skim over. That if you go back and you catch it, I mean, there's anyway. Yeah, you get a lot because the storytelling medium is writing, not just writing. It is art. It's just not art. It's lettering. It's
The
just not
lettering is
lettering.
cool.
It's coloring. So you get, the penciler, the penciler, the colorist, the letterer, the writer, they all have to work together to make the perfect book.
Interesting. Okay.
And so,
Cool.
I didn't, watch
So
TV.
rereading it.
Yeah.
So rereading
So
your books, what did that give you new information? Did it?
It did. It meant a lot more to me. So this Ordinary Gods, what's happened is there is another, if you take it, let's say from a Marvel perspective, there's like Asgard. Well, but in this world, there's another place. And half of the gods were defeated and cast out to a prison. But they don't know where the prison was. Oh, we found the prison. It's Earth. And each character was imprisoned, each god was imprisoned into an ordinary person.
But all
And
throughout time, like not just in a specific time.
Yes. What happens is they keep dying because they don't know who they are. They're not awakened to find out who they are. Eventually,
so they're like reincarnated into new people, or they die.
They die, and then their god spirit is reborn into somebody else.
Okay, I'm with you.
So we're following this kid now who basically what happened is this one girl who realized that she was a god created a religion very similar to Scientology to get people to come in and, oh, wait, this is our church. But basically what they were doing is trying to find out if you're a god. So that they could activate you and get you to remember who you are.
Cool.
Because they want
Weird, but okay.
They want to get, I think there's like 5 or 6 gods, and they want to get them all so that they can go back and free this land from the oppressive ones.
Yeah.
And at the end of this, you realize that the main character that we've been following was Joseph Stalin in his previous life.
Oh no!
Remember I showed you the picture and it was like that Queen Elizabeth or Queen Mary or who was it?
Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah. So they're, they're just, yeah. So that was interesting. So I'm really liking it.
That's cool.
I can't wait to see
Interesting.
where it goes.
I went for a walk with one of my sweetest friends, Emily, and was talking to her about like different types of comic books and how like she was like, do you like Marvel or DC better? And I'm like, I don't like for movies, Marvel.
We don't.
But like for comics, like if I'm going to read a comic, I would like to read an independent comic.
Yeah. What
Those tend to be my favorite ones. And she's like, I don't know what that means. So I just kind of explained to her.
I don't know what that means.
Well, she doesn't care about that kind of stuff.
Well, people don't know. Most people just know Marvel and DC.
The big two. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't realize that like the Guard, the old Guard.
Yeah. The Old Guard was a comic book.
Was a comic book. The Boys, which a lot of people love, was a comic book.
Really?
Invincibles, comic book.
What was The Boys?
It was called The Boys.
I know, but like what brand?
Dynamite.
Dynamite. Okay. Brand's
We don't
the wrong
read a lot
word.
of Dynamite. What company made it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
Are they more? Because I couldn't even get through the first episode of The Boys.
Yeah, it was rough.
But are Dynamite like? Are they more like heavy?
Dynamite is usually what they do is they do licensed properties. So Red Sonja, Mars Attacks, John Carter from Mars.
Gotcha. Okay.
And there's a lot going on with the people that own Dynamite that I think some people in the comic book industry don't like their political views or something. So I don't know. So we're just not going to talk about it. But anyway.
Okay. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's a company. I've collected their comics.
Okay.
So my next one is from Marvel, Daredevil issue 33.
You are loving Daredevil. Is he out of prison yet?
I love Daredevil. No, he's still in prison. You come to find out that Bullseye has been cloned.
That is not good.
No, it's not good at all. Fisk wanted Bullseye. He wanted to be able to point Bullseye. He wanted to point the weapon.
That was bad.
So they created clones of Bullseye, and now
No.
Bullseye's gone on a killing spree, killing anyone in New York.
Oh no.
And
Why is Fisk like this?
yeah, so what happened was Elektra goes out to fight Bullseye,
does she
realizes, oh no, there's all these Bullseyes. She then notices they're all using silencers. She grabs a gun and just starts shooting up in the air because she knows that there's so much going on. This is like all around New York that it brings the attention of Iron Man and Spider-Man.
Gotcha.
And so she is badly wounded. She wakes up. She is with Tony Stark. He's working his nanotech on her to heal her.
Good.
And she complains that he should have let Spider-Man take care of her because he has the technology to track all the bullseyes. And he's like, well, Spider-Man can't heal you. I can. And she's like, well, if you really want me to help catch these, you give me an upgrade. And that's how that ends. So we're thinking Elektra might get a Daredevil, Elektra, Iron Man upgrade, whatever.
Cost like suit.
Yes. So I don't know. We'll find out. But Daredevil is in prison. There's been a riot in prison.
Dang it.
Because
Can't
he's
catch
trying
a break.
he's trying to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Because the Bullseye thing happened in prison. They've been working about that. And where all these inmates are going to. Something happened. He looks like he's like crazy, sitting on like a king of the mountain type of thing at the end of the issue. So I don't know what's going on with that. But I love it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool.
So my next DC is an issue 1. It's also
Okay.
a Batman spinoff. It's called Pennyworth.
Pennyworth.
Yeah, Alfred Pennyworth. So
An Alfred comic?
It's an Alfred comic book. When he was in the Secret Service as a younger man. It's like a James Bond with Alfred. But it bounces back and forth between a couple different times. It's really good. I was surprised. But after I read it twice, I really enjoyed it. So, Alfred's dead in the real comic book. Most people, most people don't know that. But Alfred was killed in this the Tom King's run on Batman. But this has Alfred. He's like telling a story, and he's chained to a chair, and he basically says, "Someone's coming to rescue me. I have a friend. You don't realize that someone's coming because we
Batman.
In Batman, it's somebody that worked with him in the Secret Service. No. Batman's not his ace in the hole. However, while this is going on, you come to find out that the same dude who's much older too, at the same time is chained to a chair, saying, "You don't realize I've got somebody coming."
Oh no!
But we're following a story with him younger, and it's going back and forth between the Alfred in a chair. I don't know what time it is. I'm hoping. I can't. I don't know. Part of me really would love to see Alfred still be alive because they just did that Infinite Frontiers, and then another part of me is like, it was really, really, are we going to reintroduce somebody that we've killed off? But it's comics. Who knows?
But
right?
it's Alfred, Dad.
I know. And so that's a 7-issue run. Issue 1
so
to start.
If you wanted to
hop
get
in.
this, hop in.
Yeah.
Okay, friends, if you're like, hey, I am 10 out of 10 here for Alfred, let's do a Batman comic. This is a great place to hop in.
Absolutely.
Okay, what else is up, Papa? Ooh. Let there be light.
I also, my next independent is by Boom Studios, and I've talked about this one before too. It is Eve, issue 4. So Eve has been fantastic.
Literally every single time you get an issue, you mention Eve.
I love Eve.
I'm glad.
And it's I don't know if it's all ages. It's teen. It's got a little bit of rough. It's a little bit rough, but remember that I told you the teddy bear went bad. So Eve is about really what it is. This is written by a guy who is concerned about environmental issues, and he had a child, and he wanted to write a comic book about what we need to save our planet. We need to stop being bad stewards of our planet, being good stewards. And so this comic book started out with this girl waking up and realizing that she's lived her entire life. She's like about 10, her entire life being, it was like a virtual reality.
Oh,
They were
no.
oh no, I already told you this. They were raising her to save the planet.
Okay. Well, we're here for planet saving.
So here's the reason. The reason she has to be a young girl is because once you reach puberty, you get the virus and become like a zombie evil creature.
We don't need that.
No. So you come to find out that there have been 6 Eves. She is
Okay.
the 6th one.
Okay.
She meets, last time we got an issue, she met her older version of herself, who is like about 14 or 15 years old. But she has not turned because she learned how to slow the progress of puberty by decreasing her caloric intake, exercising a lot, which happens, women.
I mean, like, yeah.
in real life.
So girls who are
Yes.
gymnasts or ballerinas.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
The onset of puberty comes later. So
That was a gentle
we're
way
trying
to say that.
Gentle way to say that. So what happens is you come to find out, she's on her way to the seed bank to rescue these, to get these seeds just to replenish and start helping the planet come back to life. Well, you come to find out that the seed bank was on a mountain that was destroyed and went into the ocean or part of a lake or whatever, and you can't reach them. It's so far down. But what the older version of herself come to realize was that the new one was raised virtually in a water environment. So she has the ability, we think, has the
swim.
ability to swim down
Swim that
and
far.
get them. But when she does this, of course, her dad had been up in the space and the robot killed his dad. When the other girl wishes her good luck and sends her on her way, she whispers something to her. And you find out at the end is that dad went in space, mom went to the mountain. So we think the mom may still be alive in the seed vault. So
Dun dun.
I think there's maybe just one more issue of this.
Cool.
It's really good. So yeah.
That's
so my
awesome.
last
Yes.
Marvel book is Defenders issue 1. And it is by, of course, by Marvel. Defenders was a comic book. It was sort of like an Avengers comic. It was a group of superheroes that come together, but they're never really.
Defenders.
Yes, the Defenders. It's funny. They're never really a group. They're a bunch of individuals that come together and fight together. So this book, the art style is amazing.
Okay.
I love it.
Tell me
What?
about it.
So it's sort of bizarre-y. I don't know. It's like weird looking. It's sort of like,
Cool.
It reminds me, there was a comic book artist named Steve Ditko who
Yes.
basically was one of the old time, and I loved his art style. He's most famous for doing Doctor Strange, and of course he created Spider-Man, the look of Spider-Man, but the art style is very much colorful, upside down, sideways, and it stars Doctor Strange anyway. So in this issue, Doctor Strange, of course, what's coming up in a little bit is in a couple months, Doctor Strange is going to be killed. So we know that they're doing the death of Doctor Strange. But up until now, Doctor Strange has been tasked with getting a team together to go fix something, which we don't quite know all that's going on. So this whole issue is him using his tarot cards to put his team together.
Cool.
And he does. He puts his team together. Basically, the only people that most people will know that are on the team is Silver Surfer and Doctor Strange, and then there are 3 other characters that no one else has ever heard of. But
Dope.
what happens is they go back. It ends. The best part was the end when he goes back into this world where Galactus originated from,
Oh no.
and it's Galactus's mother. Yeah.
He
next-
gets Galactus's mom.
The next issue is called Galactus's Mom Has Got It Going On, is the title of the
Oh,
next
that's
issue.
funny.
So it's a fun book. It's a little bit out there, a little bit crazy, but I think it's going to be really good. And it's written by Al Ewing, the guy who writes The Incredible Hulk right now, The Immortal Hulk.
So would
and
this be a
Guardians of the
good place
Galaxy.
for people to jump into if they wanted
Absolutely, because it's just a 5-issue miniseries.
to? Okay.
The Defenders issue 1. Now, my book of the week it goes right into the movie we watched.
Okay, bring it on, Papa. Papa.
So DC Comics put out Batman 89.
No
It's
way.
a comic book. It is a 6-issue comic that takes place right after the events, a year, I think, after the events of the Batman 1989 movie. And it follows up. It has the same characters. It has Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent.
That's so cool.
Remnants of the Joker's crew are still around.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Harvey Dent is wanting to
Clean up.
get Bruce Wayne's aid to get rid of the Batman because he believes the Batman is the true menace. And so Harvey Dent's not yet Two-Face.
Yeah,
and
because
Harvey
he turns
Dent
into Two-Face in Batman Returns.
forever.
yeah.
Batman forever. Yeah, but
Oops.
anyway, this in this one he is Harvey Dent is dating Barbara Gordon, who we know becomes Batgirl, who is the daughter of Commissioner Gordon. And
That's really cool.
at first I read it once and thought, it's all right. And then I read it again and thought, yeah, I'll probably get it. So yeah, that being said, Hannah and I
We did.
watched Batman from
1989.
1989.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I'd ever actually sat down and watched that entire movie all the way through. I think because
A lot of people haven't.
I've seen the first hour probably 5 times.
Oh, really?
But I think we always turn it on like at night.
Gotcha.
You and
then we
Nate sit down to watch it or something like that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll watch it with you. And then I sit down and watch it. And
you
then
start knitting.
I start knitting or I start reading or I like laid my head down on that little yellow chair.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'll pay attention. And then an hour and a half later, Hannah, we're going to bed. You fell asleep.
Yeah.
So I had like never
Okay.
seen like the cathedral scene or like the
Oh,
giant balloon or like I don't I mean maybe I had seen it, but I don't remember
Right.
seeing it.
Gotcha. What'd you think of this movie?
It is extremely stylized.
Yeah, it is Tim Burton. Nightmare Before Christmas.
It is.
Yeah.
It is stylized for
What do you mean
sure,
by
for
that?
sure. Like it's very like Tim Burton very much has like a vibe
Yeah.
and like the way that he like does his like stuff he has like a certain style and a certain mood, like the colors he picks, what the background looks like, everything, like nothing is ever like bright. Everything is always moody, like even during the day. Like it's never
I could see that.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Moody style.
So, of course, this movie stars Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
Here's
what'd
the
you
thing,
think of
man.
him?
It's called the Batman, but it should just be called Joker.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you say that? Do you think he
He's
steals the show?
in it. He's in it, I think, more than Batman is.
He may be. Well, I mean, Jack Nicholson got paid $1 bazillion to be in it.
I mean, he should have.
So I've said this
That wouldn't have
before.
been anything without him.
His entrance as the Joker when he goes to see Carl Grissom is my favorite comic book villain or hero entrance to any movie. When he says, I've already been dead once. And as you can see, it's very liberating. I mean, and then he just starts shooting at him, bang, 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 and doing around his back and under his legs. And he goes, woo.
He's spooky. He's a spooky Joker. He's your favorite Joker, isn't he?
Yeah, he's my favorite Joker. Absolutely, by far.
That's what I thought.
The thing I struggled with most was the makeup. The way they make his face smile all the time. It's so evident that it's a prosthetic piece.
Well, I mean, it was the 80s.
Yeah, 89. You're right. It was the 80s. The way that he played, I don't know. What'd you think? What were your favorite character moments?
I mean, he like stole the show. He was the best part. Michael Keaton, I realized, has been in Marvel and DC films.
And he was Birdman. Have you seen Birdman?
I haven't. He's been in 3
Birdman's a good
different.
movie.
Man, I didn't see it. Emma Stone's in that too.
It's rough. It's a adult movie. This movie I think is PG-13.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, man.
Okay, when this movie came out, everybody was up in arms. I can't believe you put Michael Keaton in as Batman because at this point he was most known for comedy work. He was in a movie called Mr. Mom, which was fantastic.
He did really good.
He did really good. Yeah,
I thought he did really
good.
good. I liked his Bruce Wayne. His Bruce Wayne seemed like soft in some ways.
What did you think of Knox, that character?
Which one's that?
The news guy, the newspaper
Man,
guy.
he was annoying as heck.
Yeah, there was a lot
was-
of little bit
was-
naughty stuff in it.
It was moderately misogynistic towards
I
that
don't know
poor
what-
girl.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the deal too. Here was my biggest gripe of this movie.
Man.
Alfred would never let a girl into the Batcave.
No. Ever. Ever.
Alfred, what were you thinking, man?
Alfred would never.
Anywho,
Man.
but he does. He lets into the Batcave.
I don't know. That poor girl, man. She couldn't catch a break. And LOL, how much do you weigh? 108 pounds?
I was like, what? Who weighs 108 pounds?
Nobody.
And that's what he said.
Child.
You don't weigh 108 pounds. You lied, basically. Yeah. Get his. I like they go. Who is he? Get his wallet. That one guy says, "Get his wallet."
I'm like, he's wearing like armor that you could shoot a bullet and it's not going to hurt him, but you think he's going to have a pocket for his wallet? Who is
Now
he?
listen, when they showed the trailer for this in 1989,
Okay.
the part when they are in the museum where Batman
Yes.
rescues her in the museum, they change, and I don't understand why they changed because the Joker says, "Where did he get such great toys?" But they don't say that in the movie. But they said that on the trailer. and
That
I
would
was
have been
like,
cool.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I
That
don't
would
know
have
why
been a
they
cool
moved-
line.
I don't know why they
loved
changed
that bit. In the museum, and he's he's like dancing around with the boombox. And
Yes.
he's like, this one's
Look, the $1 bill.
and they're like ruining all of this art.
Party, I want a party.
And then he's like, no, not this one. It speaks to me.
Yes, and it was one that was like death. Or
It was
something
like
on wasn't
death, and it was like a person's lungs, and someone was like standing in the middle of them. It was creepy
Hannah.
as heck. Yes,
Now,
yes.
did you check where her pictures of all the death was from?
I don't remember. I remember them
Colto
saying it.
Mortis.
Yeah,
Isn't that the place where Suicide Squad went?
it is.
That's what I thought. I could be wrong,
No, it is.
but I'm pretty sure that was the country that Suicide Squad went to.
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
Interesting,
Cordo Maltese or whatever. I'm pretty sure.
man.
A little light after Cordo Maltese, huh? What is he? The king of the Wicker people?
That
Yeah.
guy, I could not stand that. That guy, oof. He
And
was.
I thought Commissioner
blah.
Gordon was a little bit wishy. He wasn't a very tough guy. The guy who played Commissioner Gordon, but yeah, I think I would have liked to have seen Billy D. Williams as Two-Face. So maybe we'll get that in this comic book. The funny thing about it is that the guy who helped write the script for Batman 1989 is
co-writing?
writing the comic book.
like not even co-writing, just a straight up writing.
Is
it.
writing it.
That's
straight
really
up
cool.
writing the comic book. So yeah, so it's
That's
his
fun.
vision. Yeah. I liked so that's all Prince music in there.
No,
Everything, all that music is Prince,
I didn't know that.
except for the orchestral music is done by Danny Elfman, which does all of the music. So yeah, that was a huge thing. You should go watch the video of Prince. He actually has a video where part of his face is painted as the Joker and part of it is as Batman.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
So that was a big deal. They got Prince to do all the music for the movie.
Man, I mean, I really enjoyed it. Like I'd said, I'd seen parts of it before, parts that I'd never seen before in my life. So
Do you think it holds up? I've been told people don't think it holds up.
not at all.
Yeah.
It's for me, it was the way that the women were treated.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
The way that the women were treated was kind of nasty.
The whole up in the cathedral thing when she tries to get the
That was
Joker's attention.
disgusting, and I need you to know that I fast forwarded through it. I could not watch it.
Yeah, that was wrong.
That was
Shouldn't have
blah
been.
blah blah blah. Couldn't
Yeah.
watch it. And there were only like 2 or 3 people of color in the entire film.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, a main character was though, which was big back then. They actually changed the
Lando.
ethnicity.
Lando
They changed
Calrissian
the
was in it.
ethnicity of because in the comic book Harvey Dent is not an African American. That's Billy D. Williams. So that was a, I guess
Lando.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I give it 5 bad signals, but that's just me.
I think
except
it
for
was-
that. Except for that stuff. That stuff I didn't like.
it was, I mean, I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed watching it all the way through. I'd never done that before. It is long.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours.
It is a
and some
long
change.
movie. It is 2 hours and some change. But man, Jack Nicholson's the best part of that entire film.
And then they killed him off. What were they thinking?
That was so, I mean, they couldn't afford to have him there again.
All right.
Probably,
Well,
or
listen,
probably
Hannah-
was like, I don't want to do it.
Anna and I read a 5-issue trade that is available for
Yes.
free if you have Amazon Prime on the Kindle app, and it's called Miss Marvel No Normal. It collects issues 1 through 5 of the comic book that came out in 2014. It's interesting because Miss Marvel, the TV show, is going to be coming out on Disney Plus sometime later this year. And she will also be in the Marvels movie that's coming out in 2022.
That's so fun. I didn't know that.
So Miss Marvel, this is hear me tell you what the worst part about me reading this comic book was.
Yes, sir.
I wish I'd have been collecting comics in 2014. This comic book is fantastic. This is
Book
probably
is really good
the best trade that we've read
in a while.
Probably, yeah.
Ever,
I
you
enjoyed
think?
it. That I've read as a trade.
God Country, I think, would be my favorite we've read.
Yeah, God Country's pretty good. This is completely different though, because this is all ages. Anyone can read this.
Any person
And
can read this.
So this,
I think every person should probably read this.
I loved the art. I loved the attention to detail. I don't know what it is with the art. The art seems so simple, but the coloring is so good.
And the face shapes. For me, it was the face shapes.
Yes.
That's what it was.
So, let me give you the lowdown. Ms. Marvel is Pakistani. She is a Muslim American teenager in high school
From
living
Jersey
in
City.
New Jersey, in Jersey City. She has a guy that has a crush on her. She has a crush on him who's like works at a
like the bagel
convenience stop,
store.
sort of like the guy from In the Heights.
Like a bodega,
Right?
is what it's called. It's called a bodega.
And it's called the Circle Q instead of the Circle K, which is funny. And there were nods to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure in that because they said something is amiss in the Circle Q, which is directly from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. She has a best friend. She has a mom and dad who are devout Muslims. She has a brother
Who's
who
like,
all in 100%. And as
He's
a matter
like
of fact, so
there.
much that the dad is like,
you
get a
need
job.
to chill out.
Get a
Like, you
job.
can't sustain on just praying, my guy.
Yeah, he does say that in one point.
Yeah. He's like, you need to work.
Do you realize what happened to her? How she gets her powers?
It was the Teratogen Mist. Like,
The
what
Terrigen
happens?
Mist. She's like an inhuman.
She makes parts, she can like change her physical appearance to make herself look different, but she can also make herself, because she can change her
Big,
physical appearance,
small.
big and small.
They kept calling her Stretchy Girl. The guy, cause Stretchy Girl.
She says embiggen, and like a
Yes,
part of
and she's
like her
trying to
hand
make
gets
herself
bigger.
go. This honestly felt like to me how if they would introduce Spider-Man today, this is how they would
How
do
it
it.
would have done. It felt like it was that kind of vibe for me too. Like, it was like, this is a teenage girl who's just figuring out how to use her powers, what kind of suit she wants to wear, and what type of person she wants to be like. Because like, that's the whole thing with her, is that part of her character is
She
that she's
loves
obsessed
Captain Marvel
with Captain
with
Marvel.
the Avengers.
She's like, she loves
Yeah.
them. Like, has posters of Captain Marvel like in her bedroom, and like famous posters of Captain Marvel. The like,
Yeah, big
like
pictures
just
of, like, you
do
and I-
it. Like,
Yeah, the
Captain with
Rosie
short
Riveter
white
Cap-
hair.
yeah.
Short blonde hair.
Blonde hair.
And she looks like, and because she can change her physical appearance, she's like, okay, well, maybe I want to look like.
Well, I think she automatically did it the first time she
Yeah.
becomes Captain Marvel. She looks like Captain Marvel.
And then she looks like, didn't like the outfit she was wearing, wasn't that Miss Marvel, and like a different.
Yeah.
comic, like the all black
Yes.
with the yellow zigzag. And
Yes. That was the original. Yeah. Carol Danvers. Yeah. So in this comic book, we follow her getting her powers, trying to stay out of trouble with her parents, trying to help her best friend, well, the guy she sort of has a crush on. And there is like a villain that is in the background called the Inventor. And we get to see her learning for the first time how to do what she's doing.
yeah, her name's Kamala.
Kamala Khan. And there's a precious part in there where her dad is talking to her
Oh my
about
goodness, about why her name is
why
what
her name
she's
is
called,
because it
and
means
like,
perfect.
and how
She said this baby was born and she were perfect. And
oh man,
she's like,
because
oh, thank you.
the parents had a son and then had a period of infertility.
Correct. And then just all of a sudden, oh my
had a
gosh, I'm
child.
having a baby.
Yeah. Man,
So
Dad,
what'd you think of this? Go. What?
do you remember many moons ago, like February, when I talked to you about how I was watching Marvel 616 on Disney Plus?
Yes. Yes. Yeah,
This
I
watched, there's a documentary series, it's episode 2 on Marvel 616 called Higher, Further, Faster. And it just talks about this comic book and about how this comic book was created and how it talks about women in the Marvel universe, and specifically the person who was in charge of making
I believe the writer of
this happen.
This lady is Muslim.
Yeah, she is. And so she talks a lot about how her experiences impacted how she wrote it and impacted how she thinks about the character and what that origin story would be like, and how, like, what would it be like if if a person who looks like me had these things happen to them? How would it be different? How would it be similar? What experiences would she have? And man, it was such a cool episode. I think
I've got to watch it.
you should go back and watch it. It's like an hour, like 45 minutes to an hour.
Do you know
Dang, it
her
was
outfit?
cool.
Her outfit is the swimsuit. That's the modest swimsuit.
Modest swimsuit. Yeah.
Do you
she's
remember
wearing
that?
But it was like
It's
part of
like
like the
a-
hoodie that she was wearing. Because when she snuck out, she zipped up her hoodie and it had the the lightning on it.
Now we're not extremely familiar with other cultures. I mean, we know what we know, but some cultures you can't show skin, and like there have been exceptions for, like, in the Olympics, some people of a different face would be allowed to wear different uniforms, and that is her uniform.
Her swimsuit.
I mean, it's fantastic because she was looking for a bikini, and her mom's like, "You're not wearing no bikini," and hands her this. It literally, the bag said, it was like called the something modest swimwear company.
You can
or
buy
something.
them. Like you can buy them online.
Yeah. And okay, so her friend just happens to be making a polymer that can super stretch. That was
Hysterical.
Yeah.
When they were in, I don't know if it's church, temple, I don't know what it's called, and she's just like talking to her best friend, and her best friend the like religious leader is like, "We can hear you talking," and she's like, "It'd be
the
easier
sheik,
to pay attention if I could see you."
See you, because she can't see them. Yeah,
She's
that's so
not
funny.
That's
funny.
That made me giggle.
Yeah.
I really
what do you
liked
think
it.
of this?
I
Do
think
you have
that
any more
it was-
things to say about it?
The art was, like you said, the art was phenomenal. It really talks some about, what it
would be like to be. I mean,
I'm a
one of the
white
things.
girl from the South, like
Yeah.
Midwest/South. So like, I'm a privileged individual. Like I come from
Right.
my faith background isn't prejudiced against. I mean, it is in some ways, but not
is
to the
in some
extent
ways, but-
that, like,
Not the extent that, like, she says, "Oh my gosh, if they find out who I am, the government will have a camera on our house."
Yeah.
She
And
says that in the
which,
comic book.
like-
But they don't make that a central issue. They
But
just touch on it.
I think is that as me as a person,
Mm-hmm.
it's beautiful to read this about this person from a different culture with a different experience and still be able to relate to them, to like learn
Yeah.
something.
Absolutely.
And just to enjoy the story too.
And I love how the family, I mean,
The
that's how it
family's
works.
so sweet.
This family's, yeah.
This mom and dad's not putting
You're
up with her
grounded.
nonsense, though, man.
Grounded. And you're going to go
Get in
talk to
your
the sheik.
room.
Yeah. Yeah, the sheik. You're going to go talk to him. Yeah. So get in your room. You're grounded.
Man,
At
I
1
really liked
o'clock,
it.
She comes in at 1:05. You're busted. She's trying to save the world. I wanted her to tell him. I really did. And maybe she does. I actually looked at this. I looked up to see if I could purchase these comic books.
Are they super expensive?
Oh yeah, they're super expensive.
I bet that with my
Like
entire
issue
heart.
1 is going for like $250.
Yeah.
It just came out in 2014.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. They were at Half Price Books about a year ago.
Really? Did you see them there?
Yeah.
Dang.
I bought some Miss Marvel books there, but they're not these. So
Different.
yeah, they're a different year.
I really enjoyed it. Solid comic. The art's phenomenal. The story's phenomenal.
Yeah, I
Origin
definitely
story makes a
recommend
lot
it
of sense.
to anybody.
This was something I could have read when I was in middle school,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah. And it has a lot of conversation starters for parents with
Mm-hmm.
people of different ethnicities, different faiths, and just what it means to find yourself and who you are and what are you going to be, what are you going to do.
Man, and
Good
this
book.
girl, she just wants to be friends with people. Kamala just wants to be friends, and she goes to this party, and this one girl is just such a turd to her. And then she I wouldn't even call them microaggressions. She was just being a turd to
Yeah,
this.
she was mean.
She was just being a turd to this girl.
Well,
and she saves her
thought,
anyway.
I know. Well, it's because that's what heroes do.
I mean,
That's what I would
man.
do.
So just like seeing
When the
a
aliens
teenage-
come, I'm going to save you.
Thanks, Dad. It was
hear
really
that,
good.
Ma'am?
I really enjoyed
right.
it. Okay.
All right. Miss Marvel, it's a plus. Go read it.
Go read it. And
Well, thank
if
you, folks, for hanging
can't-
with it. What?
It's free on Amazon
ahead.
Prime.
Free on Amazon Prime.
Free on
issues
Amazon
1 through
Prime.
5.
And if you have Disney
And I'm-
Plus, Marvel 616, episode 2.
There you go. End roll.
Okay, friends, our art is created by Nate. Thanks for doing that for us, bud. He made that in Microsoft Paint. He's phenomenal. Our music is created by Brockwell Nason. Hey,
Who
today
just-
it's August the 17th, and he just released a new single today called
Tucson, which he
is
used
where
to live
he was
there.
born.
Which
Yeah,
is where he
so-
was born, which I've been there.
Same. So if you have, if you're a hankering, check him out on any of the audio sites.
Brockwell
Perhaps
Nason.
check him out. He's phenomenal. I edit and upload the podcast, and Dad takes care of our YouTube website. And we're just glad to spend some time with you, our sweet, sweet internet friends.
That's right, guys. So when the aliens come, tell them Big and Pop said, we love you. Well, thank you so much for hanging with us, and we'll catch you
On the flippity
on the flippity flop.
Bye, friends.